700 WLW. Now, the on-deck circle with Joe Nuxhall. And now, here's the old left-hander, Joe Nuxhall.
Tonight, the Birmingham Barons and the Chattanooga Lookouts here at Hoover Metropolitan Stadium in Birmingham, Alabama. And the pitching matchup tonight, Larry Thomas on the mound for Birmingham. For the Reds, C.J. Nikowski. Our guest in the on-deck circle, well, one of the greatest basketball player ever, and now trying to make it in the great game of baseball. And we're talking about Michael Jordan, and we'll be back with Michael after these words.
700 WLW.
Michael, first year in baseball, I know you're having fun because the game is fun.
Yeah, I'm having a great time. I think I never really knew how much fun it was, until I actually got involved with it and, going through the daily process of playing Major League Baseball, even minor league baseball. And it's just a real big treat for me, especially.
Has it been a surprise in a sense, Michael, the work it takes to play this game?
Well, I knew it was a lot of hard work. I think, one thing was underestimated, was baseball players being athletes. I think they're very, very athletic, and it takes a real skilled person to play the game, and you have to work at those skills just to enhance them. And I think that's one of the appreciations that I found out about the game. I was like most fans from outside. I would look, and they may not have the physique of a athlete, but being inside and seeing some of the things that they go through daily, they got to be athletes just to participate.
Michael, you look at the hitting, and I know everybody says, well, what the heck, it's not that difficult, but hey, you get up there and you've experienced it. I probably know one this year has taken more batting practice than Michael Jordan.
Well, I think one thing about hitting is so mental, each and every time that you swing the bat. I mean, one thing that I don't have in my favor is the repetition of a good swing. That's something that I'm trying to improve on. But one thing about baseball players and Major League Baseball players is that their swings are so perfectionist. They do it continuous and repetitious. And I think that's what minor league players is what I'm trying to do, to know on any pitch how to react, how to respond. And I guess going through that stage, you battle yourself mentally, knowing what to expect. Maybe he's going to throw me a curveball, maybe he's going to throw me a fastball, and and your fundamentals are not going to be the same every time that you swing the bat. And I think your great baseball players are somewhat similar to a basketball player. You make adjustments at all times, and I think the quickness of response of seeing the ball and then making those adjustments divide the great baseball players from the average baseball players.
Michael, in talking about hitting, and certainly we talk to a lot of guys during the course of the season, the major league level, and we get into the breaking balls, which are that's the pitch, the one that's difficult to pick up. You pick up rotation. Most every guy will say, well, I have trouble with these breaking balls, but I can't pick up the rotation on it.
Well, yeah, I think that's the biggest key. I think for me, I went in stages. My whole season went into stages. The first stage, everyone felt that my bat speed wasn't quick enough. And then once I created the bat speed to where I can, get around on the fastball, then it became the recognition of from a fastball to a curveball. And, that was a long stage for me. I think that was a lot of the decline of my batting average and my success as a hitter. But I think once I was able to understand it, I don't think I ever got to a point where I capitalized or I perfected it. But when I understood it, then I could better myself as a hitter. I think the biggest problem that I have at this particular time is the slider, because the slider and the fastball are so very similar, and I think that's the biggest challenge that I have faced with me right now.
Michael, has there been any time during the season that you felt, well, hey, it's starting to kick in?
Yeah, I went through a stretch where, I was hitting, fastball, curveballs. I was being very particular. I was trying to get hitters count, which, I really didn't know what hitters counts were until midway in the season when, Barney sat down with me and went over the whole, scenario of trying to get the pitch that you want, trying to get the pitcher to throw what you really feel you can, expect. And once I got into those situations, I believe I'm a better hitter. And batting from behind is something that, I got to adapt to and learn how to do. When I get 2 strikes on me, I become very defensive instead of maintain a certain aggressiveness, and that's just because of something that I haven't really experienced that long.
Michael, going back in your youth, of course, basketball and baseball in high school, then kind of forgot about baseball and went to the round ball game, and I think people must understand that that's a long time. I don't care how great an athlete you are, that is a long time to step away from that little pea to that big one.
That's a very long time. 14 years is a long time, and not to even be around and see some of the changes that baseball has made in those 14 years. And as you said, my life was dedicated to basketball, and now I'm trying to change it. And, I know it's not going to be easy. And I know that if I had those 14 years in between, I would be a much better baseball player than what I am. But I think one thing that's overlapped in those 14 years, and, somehow basketball could help me, is the mental aspect of knowing how to deal with certain challenges, knowing how to deal with certain pressures, knowing how to get yourself motivated and determined to go out and work on certain weaknesses or whatever. I think that's carried me to this point, is that my maturity of dealing with challenges has really helped me get to this point.
Michael, I know when you first thought of this way back last winter, I guess it all started, wasn't it? And you did a lot of hitting from what I read off of just a machine. And, that ball keeps coming, and all of a sudden the live arm shows up, and it's a totally different game.
Yeah, I think, it changes your whole eye. Pick up of the ball. With pitches, you got a certain box that you have to look and maintain and see where the ball is coming from. With the pitching machine, it's jumping at you every time, and it's a different type. You can't get the rhythm off a pitching machine that you can get off a pitcher. And I think even going through that really helped me, but it wasn't quite the same. Facing a real live pitcher.
Michael, our time's gone. We'd love to keep chatting. This is enjoyable, and I really appreciate you chatting with us. And as Tony Perez says, is sitting in CD ball, hit the ball.
You got it. That's the easiest advice I've had thus far.
Mike, thank you and good luck.
Thank you very much.
All right. Michael George has been our guest. We'll have more after this word.